when you first got started, I know you said that you had these ideas of investing in something, and then real estate kind of made its way to you, and then boom, a light bulb was like, this is it. This is what I'm investing in.
Mhm.
It's not these failed oil stocks. I'm
Yeah.
not losing no more money on Exxon. I'm going
Yep.
to move into something different. But when you first got started, did you have a very detailed roadmap of, I want to have this many units that cash flow this much so I can leave my job by this time so I can do this? Did you have a detailed roadmap?
Not at all. It was really just a one day at a time, just putting one foot in front of the other and just keep moving forward, learning as much as I can along the way and just keep moving forward. Eventually, I had broad goals like 20 units, 30 units, 40 units, whatever, over time. But the main goal was just keep moving in the right direction.
Right. So when you first got started, do you think, if before you bought that first rental property, if you had studied and prepared and said, okay, I know all the bits and pieces to it, and here's how many rental properties I want to own the first year, here's how many I want to own the second year, do you feel like you would have reached your dreams, your dream life, any faster? Or do you think it might have helped you to buy the right properties? Tiffany calls it her buy box. Whenever we see a property come across, we're like, "Is that in our buy box? I don't know. Is it a 422? Um, does it really fit in our buy box? Is it in a 30-mile radius of where we live? We don't know because we wouldn't have known it had we not detailed a buy box, right? So, do you think a detailed roadmap would have helped you to stay on track, to be on track, to have a track?
Yeah, it absolutely would have helped me. My main thing when I got started was just asking the mentors though. I mean, I didn't have a roadmap, but at least I had the mentors to say every single time, is this a good deal? Is this a good deal? And that kept me at least heading in the right direction. Not a true roadmap, but at least people that knew what they were talking about that kind of kept me in a buy box, so to
Yeah.
speak. Um, so that really helped at least.
Yeah, you're very grateful to have had mentors like that.
Oh,
There's a lot of folks out there trying to just, Wild West it and go out and do what they can without any resources. They listen to Bigger Pockets. They listen to the On Purpose Investor podcast. They listen to any podcast out there on real estate. They're like, wow, that's such a great idea. I really want to do this. I really want to change my life. I want to change the future for me and my family. I'm just going to go do it. But if they had someone in front of them pointing them and saying, stay away from pre 19 blah, blah, blah because of this type of building thing, or
mhm.
stay away from this type of multi-family because once you cross over X, this happens, and you really don't want to be in that. Instead, do this. So, mentors are, priceless when you can build a relationship with one. I will say this just as a disclaimer. It's going to be hard for anyone to find a mentor that is going to be really willing to help them if you have no interest in helping yourself.
Absolutely.
You're
Yep.
you're going to have to dig into books. You're going to have to go look at houses. You do not expect your mentor to be your wholesaler. Don't expect your mentor to be the absolute end all be all decision maker. You've got to have knowledge. You've got to have willpower. You've got to have the go to, the gumption to to get off your butt and do something. So don't just show up to a real estate meetup and say, "Hey Dan, my name's Eric. Will you be my mentor? Look at this. Is this a good deal? Is this a good deal? Is this a good deal?" No, it's got to be symbiotic. You got to help them, they can help you. It's got to be symbiotic. You got to help each other in some way.
Absolutely. They want to see you taking action. I Most of my mentors I did not know. It wasn't like I was surrounded by a bunch of real estate mentors or anything. I met them through the landlord association, the local real estate associations, and I didn't know them at all. But
Right.
they saw me taking action and actually making moves, which made them want to help me more. If you don't take action, if you don't put in offers, they're not going to be wanting to keep helping you. They're not going to go look at 20 houses with you if you're not even buying anything or putting in offers.
Right. Because what you might fail to realize is that that mentor that you're striving to have to lead you probably has had dozens of people just like you approach them and say, "Hey, will you help me?" And then they fizzle off. they suck up they suck up some of their education, they suck up some of their energy, and then they just disappear. In the
Yeah.
today's culture, they say they ghost them. They got
Yep.
ghosted, and it really jades really good investors from helping other people. So
Mhm.
I will say this: if you're interested in finding a mentor, and a mentor can be anyone that is one step ahead of you. Your
Mhm.
mentor can be the guy at the real estate meetup that also doesn't have any houses, but he's been to a few seminars, or he has been door knocking, or he knows the call list for tax sales. He could be your mentor. You know, anyone that's just one small step ahead of you can be your mentor. So don't feel like it's got to be some guru that's got a billion houses and very hyper successful with the yacht and the babes. That's not what mentors are. Mentors are someone that's willing to help you, that is just one step ahead of you and willing to reach back their hand and say, hey, let's go. Let's do this.
Yeah. And they'll help you meet more of the right people, the
Right.
banker, the real estate agent, the contractors, those other guys that'll help you and really grow your network and expand out.
Yeah. Bridges build bridges. And that's important to understand is that, when you start that spider web, it's just only going to keep getting bigger unless you do something to damage that relationship, and then it all comes crashing down. So, stay honest, stay full of integrity, have a moral compass that you travel through and by.